Chief Executive of Herefordshire Housing Group, and Peter's going to talk to us give us really his story of the journey that his housing association has been on to transform itself into a truly health and housing organisation. Peter, you're very welcome.
Thank you for staying. I think we've gone over a bit, so I'm going to do this really quickly because I think a lot of you actually want to go. I'm really pleased to be here. I want to tell you about how we changed an organisation, what we're doing, but we're an ambitious organisation, what it is we're trying to achieve, and where we're trying to get to. We won the award, Crystal Award last year. It made a difference to us, and it's great to be here to be able to pass that baton on. So I want to tell you a kind of a story about how we changed an organisation, what our approach has been, and what we learned from that, briefly. There's three things. Let's hope this works. There's three things for us. The story's about a building, about a moment in government policy, and also about technology. Got to speak about technology, but I might take a slightly different take on it. It starts off very simply. We started with a building. We're a housing association. We do buildings. It had subsidence. We had to do something with this building. 30 apartments in the middle of Hereford City. So a long story cut very short, this was years down to a few seconds, we created an enhanced living scheme integrating telehealthcare as part of residents' personalised support. I had to read that out. An on-site concierge, it's with support for people kind of calling in. It's a scheme for people with dementia. It's flexible, tailored to the individual, support plans, assistive technology, tenancy support, social inclusion, domiciliary care. Great. Did it in conjunction, in collaboration with Tunstall. They're very helpful, and that worked really well. And that's what you'd expect me to say at a conference about telecare. So I've got that bit out of the way. For us, as an organisation, what we learnt is how we can fuse together, within one building, our expertise as a housing organisation, and combine that with support for individuals, a housing service and a specialist support service working in parallel. But our kind of learning process and thinking this through was that, there's no such thing as intelligent buildings. We've heard a lot about technology and cutting-edge technology. It's about intelligent people. And so we learned very much about how we have to tailor the telecare and the technology to every single individual. Every single person had an individual assessment to help them get the most out of their life. Our next change was about a bit earlier, 2010, and I was at a conference like this, and the minister said on the stage, he said that the TSA is toast. End. Finished. Kaput. Gone. And fortunately, he didn't mean the Telecare Services Authority, he actually meant the Tenant Services Authority, which has gone now. And we knew then, looking at that and listening to the minister, we knew then that if the Conservatives were re-elected, it would be a radical government. And that meant that as a housing organisation, we had to find a new way of doing things. And now, 5 years later, we're living through the most rapid change for housing associations that has ever been. And we see our future as being about embracing the digital offer, embracing the telecare offer as intrinsic to how we work in the future. Finally, technology. Often it's mundane things. I mean, yes, it's great to hear this cutting-edge technology, but the way it's affecting us, we're in the eye of a storm. We kind of almost can't feel it. It's everyday things that go unnoticed. Remember when there were parking meters, little sticks with a little meter on top, and you had to go and put your money in, all your coins, make sure you got the right coins. Then there's a digital box, and it takes cards, and then sometimes you can get in a queue and put money in to park your car. Now, telephones. Mobile phones, I can do it anywhere. I can update it, I can extend it. I don't even have to do it myself, I don't have to be there. I can do it anywhere. Another one is, do you remember, it wasn't that long ago, when if you're out and about and you're walking around and you wanted to get on the internet, you had to go to a specialist shop. You had to go and pay for a bit of time in an internet cafe. I took this photo about 3 months ago in Greenwich, near Greenwich. And I bet every one of you sitting here, not many of you left, has got a smartphone in your pocket and you're kind of receiving messages. You're sitting there. You probably had about 2 whilst I've been talking. When there was hundreds of people here, there was thousands of messages bouncing around all over the place. So I think the digital revolution is about changing the mundane so that communications and the potential to collect data grows exponentially. So technology is moving at a pace. Is this the threat to our businesses? The next phase will be whatever it's going to be, some kind of gizmos and gadgets. And I don't think it is. I don't think it is. This is Dennis, who works for us. Dennis is one of the kindest, most thoughtful men you could find. He listens, he responds, and he wants to do the best for people. The secret is not in the technology, it's in the customer service. You can collect and transmit as much data as you want, but if no one is looking at it or talking to you at the other end, it's just meaningless. It's more than just meaningless, it's probably dangerous. Technology is great for pushing data and improving communications, but it means nothing if there's no one at the other end to receive it, to talk to you. And if Dennis wasn't there to offer a helping hand, it would also be meaningless. So we brought a sister organisation into our group structure, the Independence Trust. And now, because I'm skirting through this, because we've gone over time, I won't go through all these, but our Careline service is probably the best in the country. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Best in the country. We do kind of job clubs. We support people. We do homeless, digital inclusion, families. We help families. We do all sorts of things. Community health trainers. We don't give alcohol out, but we help people who've got alcohol problems. Housing support, families first. We do all those things. And what we've done is stretch ourselves to kind of reach the influences of health. It's not just about housing for us. It's also about having a stake in society. It's also about unemployment, about healthcare services, about all those things. And so we are reimagining ourselves. An example, this is our responder service. Our responder service is a rapid response mobile responder service. It will make 740 calls instead of paramedics this year. We respond on average in 27 minutes, and we'll save the ambulance service £250,000 this year. There's another reason for all of this. It saves money if done in the right way. So we've reimagined ourselves. We are trying to stretch out, and our offer now is about total well-being. A house gives you a roof over your head, gives you security, you can close the front door at night, but that's not enough for the quality of your health, the quality of a life. You need to have a job, you need to have a stake in society, you need to have good health. And we can offer all of those things around a much wider area. So that's about our journey, about how we changed over time. I've heard today about government policy, I've heard about the different kits, but it's about organisations like ours being bold enough to be ambitious enough to innovate. About having a vision, about listening, fighting fear, and all those things which, if I had time, I would talk about. I'd go to the last ones, about being passionate about what we're doing, involving as many people to work in collaboration with them as possible, but get everybody in your organisation firing on the same cylinder, making sure that they are looking for opportunities and they are providing the right customer service. Thank you.